Hello there, and we are live. See ya, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another episode, of the Dal and Claude show, which is one of my favorite shows I have down here. Of course, the one I have with Band too. I love that one, even if too many people don't come to that one, but I really love that one personally. This one is also one of those shows I love personally because I get to, have a one-on-one talk with my buddy, yeah. So it's
But
just like that one. Same thing with Bant. Hopefully, I'll
yeah,
be
but
having Bant here on Friday, on the Arsenal Crash Talk. But I'm here with one of my favorite people, yeah. He doesn't hold back. You guys know him, yeah. Not a person that my partner, my brother, my friend, Oregon
exactly.
Gunner, the infamous Dow DVS
How you,
himself.
bro?
Dallas Tracy, talk to these people, man. Episode 28. Me and you have actually, bro, we've gone, man. We've gone too far. Episode 28
Yeah,
in the first season, man. It's my
fantastic.
longest running show already.
Excellent. Longest show, highest rated, sexiest co-host. God, what else?
Yeah, come on,
no,
man.
no, thanks again, Tony, for having me on, and I'm glad we were able to slip this episode in. I know we've been hit and miss the last couple of weeks because I've been with being sick, and you have different shows and so
Mm.
forth, work schedules and so forth. So yeah, it's great to be back on, and yeah, big weekend coming up for the mighty Arsenal FC, and
Big
yeah,
weekend.
can't I can't lie, I'm very very nervous about this one coming up, but I know we'll
Mhm.
dive into that. But yeah, it's great to be back on, Tony. Good to see you.
Great to be back here. Football Banters in the chat. It says here to smash the like, have a good show, partner. Definitely, because definitely has classes.
No
Big up to
abs.
Oregon Guinness says big up abs, and of course my guy, True Gunner
Oh,
Josh. True Gunner
G.
Josh. This guy, great Arsenal fan. I like this guy, man. I have a show with him, and it's running on Mondays these days because Dal is always busy on Monday. So we decided to start crawling in on Tuesdays, and I love
Yeah.
this Tuesday because it's quite cool. I have the Assembled who's down here. Big ups the Assembled. It's down
Well,
here with us. It says, good evening, panel and chat room. Tony has scored a penalty for England.
excellent.
Definitely, Ivan Tony.
Who are they
Big up
playing today,
to this
Tony?
is one of my best, man.
Who's England playing today, bud?
Yeah, they're playing. England is playing, man. But
Who against who?
who cares? I don't know, man. I don't know who they're
I
playing
don't know. I don't
against.
know either.
Because after that stinker against Brazil, man.
Oh
Oh
yeah, that
shit.
was pretty bad.
In fact, that will be our first topic this evening, yeah. Because it relates to one of our players, but definitely we'll touch that. Shout out to Lanre Adebambo, that's my brother, man. It says smashing show, Tony. Big up to you, Larry, man. That's my brother, man. See, Oregon Guinea, let's
Yes,
first
sir.
get into this issue of Benjamin White.
Mm.
He gets called up into the England national
Right.
team. Outrightly, he rejects it. Um, Probably this problem, stems through the World Cup,
Right.
mostly with the assistant coach or someone in the Gareth Southgate coaching crew.
Right.
Holland probably had a problem with Benjamin White. Benjamin White refuting and refusing to go to uh, 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 you know take up that England call up.
Mm-hmm.
What would you have to say about Benjamin White? Was that a big move? Because I've seen podcasters, not just podcasters, football critics, talk sport, the media, everyone is slagging this guy off. Yeah,
Right.
like where, where does your loyalties lie? Is it
Mm.
more with the nationals? I know you're not from England, but
Sure.
definitely, if you're from England, you have something to say. Definitely,
Right.
even right now, you do have something to say. But what would you say about this whole debacle with Benjamin White right now?
I think it's not the best behavior of a professional footballer. Number one, I personally, I follow the England team more than I do the American team. I can name you the first 11 for England than I could the USA. But yeah, I just think I don't know. He's what 24, 25 years old. I mean, it's an opportunity of a lifetime, and I think that
Hmm.
but that doesn't mean that he gets the harsh criticism that he's been receiving. It's kind of like if he steps back, says he can't do it for whatever reason, doesn't want to do it. I mean, there's other options there, but I just think that that's kind of a slap in the face to the nation a bit. If I'm in his shoes, I'm taking the opportunity. I'm taking the opportunity, you know? I mean, it's
Hmm.
one of those things where, God, I know, but they're friendlies, aren't they, Tony? That's that's the thing, you know? It's kind of, but there's still, it's like you're still representing your nation. I'm really half and half on it, to be honest, because
Yeah,
we've gotten so far right now as a club, you know? We've gotten so far at Arsenal right now. We've got, you know, quarterfinals of the Champions League. We're first in the league. You know,
mm,
all eyes are on us right now across, you know, the football world. And so
definitely.
I think it's a bit of maybe the way Ben White went about it and the way it was, the message wasn't received properly. You know, as you know,
Or
the
was it
media
the
always
manager
get
that
lost in
threw
the
him under the
sauce.
bus? Or was it Gareth Southgate
Yeah,
that threw him under the bus?
I thought it
Because
was his
I think
assistant.
it
So
all stemmed from Gareth Southgate talking about the whole issue, saying that
yeah,
he called him up, but he gave some flimsy excuses. So then it came into the news. Ben White
right.
didn't go to the media and say, this is what happened. But Gareth Southgate said that, hey, there was a call-up issue to this guy, and he
Mhm.
didn't show up. So probably Gareth Southgate also threw him under the bus too. So I, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think throwing him under the bus, you know, throwing him under the bus is not the proper, you know, the and I read some of the articles, the words, the vocabulary the guys were using was really kind of crappy and mean to this kid. You know, they're really upset. And I can understand that from the coaching perspective, but at the same time, they have to realize that as Arsenal Football Club, we're in this position now in some cases, luckily, right? I
Hmm.
mean, we're kind of lucky in some cases that David Raya blocked 2 penalties against Porto. We're sort of lucky that some results have gone the way that City and Liverpool wanted him to go in the
Yeah,
last few weeks or so. So if you're looking at it from that standpoint, it's like I want him to fulfill whatever England dream he has, because I'm sure a lot of the English players do have a dream to play for the national team at one point in their careers. I'm sure when he was a young kid, he was running around with the Three Lions shirt, you know, maybe with David Beckham's name on it or something, you know, and that's just, I don't know. I just think if you're that young still, you have opportunities. If you're older in your career, 30, 31, I would say maybe, because if you don't want to get injured, if you're still, let's say, in a title run-in or a cup competition, you know, you
yeah,
stand a little more injury. But at 25, 26, it's like, shit, man, just go play for a couple games. And you know, but at the same
yeah.
time, like I said, I understand where he's coming from, but I just think like you would have been called up, bro, if you were still at Brighton. You probably would have been called up if you were at Leeds, right?
Hmm.
I mean, maybe he did have a call up at Brighton. He may have gotten one during that, whatever, however long he was at Brighton. I think he was with them for what, 2 or 3 years, 3 seasons, whatever.
Yeah.
The thing is that he's playing Arsenal. He's playing well, right? We don't want to have the injury risk, but he at the same time, I think, should have a little bit of you know of open mindedness towards the national team, at least playing a match or two. You're not saying you have to
Hmm.
play every single game, Ben. No one's saying
Oh,
you have to make this huge commitment, right? It's a couple games.
Oregon Gunner,
That's it.
this is my problem with the whole issue. Uh, People are looking at it from just one, from one side of the whole, of the whole spectrum. Why aren't people looking at it from the spectrum of there's been problems brewing in that team, mostly with Ben White, which
Well,
stems from the World Cup. Why aren't pertinent questions being asked? What happened up there at Qatar? What was the root cause of the whole problem? Till today, we don't know if that problem has been addressed. So why is the criticism coming from a one-sided view rather than what were the problems at first?
right.
At the place, what was it resolved? That have they come out to actually resolve these issues? Without those things, without the necessary healing, that follows the
Mhm.
consequences and the aftermath of what happened in the World Cup. Why do we want to send in there? What if it's a toxic environment? At the time, I
Right.
heard they came to blows. So if that's what's going on down there, what if it turns into a more toxic kind of environment and and he can't perform to his optimal level at that place and people are
Right.
looking at it from that point of view. They're just looking at it like he was invited to England, to the England national team, and he doesn't want to show up. But what if it's a toxic place for him to actually play?
Right.
What if he's just sitting on the bench and he's not getting the opportunities? Then rather than go waste time, get injured in a place
Right.
where he's not needed, why can't he just
Just say
rest
no
up at
more.
Arsenal and help
I
Arsenal
know.
keep going?
And that's
Like, why aren't people
the
looking
other
at it
side of
from
the
that
coin.
spectrum? It's always from the bad side. They always want a bad guy, but I don't know, man. That's the way I see it.
I don't know
If
if
there was a problem, tackle it from from the root
right.
cause, rather
If
than
rather from the sporting cause, right? I see what you're saying.
mm,
There could be a mental aspect to being on the national team, like you're saying, that he may just not
mm.
want to deal with. Maybe he doesn't have the mental fortitude and strength to deal with a Champions League run in, a title league run in, right?
Anthony
And then
Herbert,
I'll
speak
deal
up
with
to you, man.
national team. Bring up Anthony Herbert. Hope you're doing good, bruv.
Yeah, man.
But
We love you, Anthony Herbert, man. Because
no
my
joke.
guy, the
But yeah,
macho guy.
maybe the environment, like you're saying, is not right for him and what he
Mm,
needs as a professional footballer. That's something we haven't really thought about, right? Maybe the mental aspect, right? Just
yeah,
maybe he just doesn't feel like he fits in there. And but if he gives that explanation, I think that would be a little more digestible than just the PR bullshit that comes out.
the PR bullshit, right?
Right. Just it may be maybe a really toxic place, Tony. We don't know. Southgate's a dickhead. I mean, let's be real.
Let's
He's
be real, man.
it's real. It could be a toxic place if he doesn't do something right. I mean, is there some sort of
I
repercussions,
agree.
or does it get called up again? We don't know what sort of threatening verbiage
I
they're
agree.
using against this guy.
I agree. I agree.
So,
Shout out
you
to
know what I
Malia,
mean?
who's down here with us. Big up Somalia. Shout out everyone who's popping into the show. Anthony Herbert, our big friend of this channel. Anthony Herbert, how you doing? Malia, how you doing? Salam alaikum. See ya, Oregon Goonie. Yeah,
Yeah.
couple of, I think a year ago or 2 years ago, Cristiano Ronaldo came out, and he said the roofs are leaking. There's a problem fundamentally with the recruitment process, with the
Mhm.
club itself from top to bottom. Everything is down and out. Everything is worn out. It's a toxic environment. Development scenarios going on down there. It's at an all-time low. The swimming
Mm.
pools are rusty. The roofs are leaking. The toilets are smelly. See, yeah, he came out. Some people still had, people at least still looked at it from where he was coming from. But with Arsenal players, it's crucified the guy. It's kill him.
Right.
With what Ben White is facing right now, no one even wants to get to understand the root cause of the problem. But when it's all these other club sides, yeah, we understand what's going on down there. People see it from their own point of view. We have the Cristiano Ronaldo fanboys who saw it from his own point of view. Ben White is no one likes him actually, apart from maybe we Arsenal fans actually. No
I
one is
didn't know
actually looking at it from that point of view. No
I didn't
one
know he was
cares.
so
So when
disliked.
it comes to Arsenal, they want to demonize Arsenal players. They want to cast us aside,
Right.
throw our mentality down the toilet. And no one is really critically looking at what it's going to do mentally to Benjamin White.
Right. Well, like I think you hit the nail on the head earlier. It could just be a bad mental environment for him.
Mm,
It may, like you said, it goes beyond the sporting aspect of getting injured or losing, or losing your place or something like that.
mm,
It's the expectation is to win, right? That's the full expectation. That's the expectation he's had, and all these players have
yeah,
had on their shoulders since pretty much the day they could kick a football. Win, win,
yeah.
win, win, win. And I'm not trying to
Win,
go
win,
on
win.
some sort of rant or anything about mental health and so forth, but I can understand a 24, 25-year-old kid, newly married,
Mm,
essentially, I think just a few months ago. Um, again, top of the league and quarterfinals of the Champions League. He's got a lot on his shoulders right now.
mm,
I just feel like I could so to kind of summarize it all, I can understand more with Ben White than what these asshole coaches are saying, because they can always
mm,
find a right back to bring in. They can find Rico Lewis can play right back. Rico Henry or whoever the guy's name is from Wolves can play.
Exactly, man.
I mean,
There's
there's right
lots of
backs
people that could play.
available.
Why must it be the Arsenal player? You know, and in the
Yeah,
in the competition itself, you're not going
I
to
mean, the
choose him down
friendlies,
there.
right?
So what's the need?
Yeah, yeah.
Why the outcry? Leave the kid alone. But
Well,
again, away from Benjamin White, man.
yeah, yeah. I
Let's
mean,
get away from there,
I
man.
so the more we talk about it, the more I tend to take his side because he's saying that the mental environment in the England camp is not good for me and for what I
It's
need
not good for him.
as a footballer.
Exactly,
Fair enough.
exactly, man.
That to me is a good reason. Sit on the bench, and we'll see you tomorrow or Saturday or Sunday against City.
Exactly. If it was someone from women's football, I remembered what happened in the Women's World Cup. There was a problem, of course, sexual
Solo,
verbal assault or whatever, verbal sexual
right?
assault or whatever happened to that Spanish lady and or whatever. The news came out. You saw how everyone ran with it. Criticisms everywhere. So why is when something happened in that England camp? Why is no one interested in what happened? No one cares what it does to him mentally. No one
Because no one
cares
likes
what really
Southgate.
happened
No
down
one's
there.
behind the manager. You know,
I don't
that's
know.
why I said bring Jose Mourinho in. I swear to God,
I don't
you bring
know.
Jose
I don't
Mourinho into
know.
the England camp, you're talking a whole nother level. I mean, some people say Jose's washed. I get it, but he would be fantastic in the England squad. Let's be real.
But again, let's be real.
Yeah.
England per se as a country will not entertain a foreign coach. You know it.
No,
They don't like
no,
foreign coaches. You know
they
that.
didn't like
I
Sven
think the
Goran
last
Eriksson.
foreign coach they had was Sven Goran Eriksson,
Yeah, that was like
if I'm
2002.
correct.
Yeah,
Exactly, and
2002 or somewhere in there.
exactly. So I don't really even see England having a foreign coach in
And that's
years to
their
come.
own
I
hang up
don't think so. Yeah,
because
yeah,
Mourinho's available right now, and he would be phenomenal with that
exactly.
squad. I think.
Just before we go into the Manchester City
Sure.
game, yeah, Tomiyasu just signed a new contract for Arsenal Football Club.
Yippee.
What's your footballing standard? Yeah, about this player. New 2 year contract. Yeah,
Right.
injury prone. We all know he's injury prone, but we
Yep.
do like him because we know there's something there. We've seen it, we've experienced it. It's helped us out at at the first stretch of this season. We've seen the quality he possesses, but that aside, 2 year contract plus 1 year, just in case he kind of like fulfills the requirements in his 2 year contract that you just offered him. So definitely he's supposed to be here till I think 2027, the way it is right now. Are you satisfied with that contract being given to Tomiyasu? Like,
To 2028,
is
you
it
said?
your thing? No, till 2027 actually, because
2027.
right now it's 24.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
so
yeah, 3
it's
years.
the contract is supposed to be till at least 2026, but because
Well,
right now he will have to fulfill some stuff in the contract, then they would add 1 more year. So there's an option to
hmm,
add 1 more year to take it down to 2027.
gotcha.
So what do you
Well,
think?
um, I think that after this season, we should sell him. 7-8 player clear out, Tony. I said it on episode 4 or 5. Is he good enough? Not really. I mean, he's decent. Is he going to get us to Champions League glory? Nope.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I just don't. I like the guy. I kind of like the guy.
I like him too, Tony, and I like that he likes his fruit shoes, and I like that he likes to jump on the other player's shoulders and run around and kick the
And
soccer
run
ball. And
around.
plays for
Exactly,
Arsenal.
man.
We got him from fucking Bologna for 3-4 million. So
Hmm.
I know people love Tomiyasu. I get it. There's better. There's better.
Hmm.
I am done looking for good. I want great
Yeah.
at this club.
You want great.
No
Yeah.
more exceptions. We just broke the $100 million ceiling with Declan Rice. Why can't we get an $80, $85 million right back that can cross the ball?
Which right back? Who are we looking at now? Who?
Oh,
Who are we
well, I
looking at?
mean,
We
it's
have
Timber.
Benjamin White, who's presumably the best right back in the league. Like, who else apart from Man
I
City?
mean,
Who else is the best
well,
at
now
right
the
back?
way things have changed a bit with our left and right backs, it looks like Zinchenko's out. I was hoping Timber would play right back, but it's looking like he's going to
Timber
be more
can
of
play
a left
right
back,
back and
right?
can play
So,
left back.
well, I mean, there's other players that are available. I mean, Ben White would of course be my starting one, but as my second stringer, I don't know. I would bring in. I mean, I can get really European on you if you want. You can bring in Brandon Stokey, or we can bring in someone like what's his name, Francensda for Fran Essenza, or the guy from Spain or something.
Oregon Gunner, man.
I
Aren't you
don't know.
tired of seeing these names here? Soapy,
Right,
Sweetie, or Sweet, or what?
right, because they're
Did you see
hipster
that name?
names.
Did,
They're
did you
hipster
see
names,
that
right?
sweet name on the bench the other day? Oh, my brother, man.
They're
Bro,
hipster names, right?
I'm tired of this. Yeah.
Right. So who are we
Let's
bring?
go into
So
the
we're gonna
market
get
and
we're
get
gonna
some
bring in
killers
like an
down here, man.
Alfonso Davies or something. Are we gonna bring in some killers? Right? Are we gonna bring in a Nuno Mendes who can play left back and right back from PSG?
Mhm.
Are we going to
Mm,
bring right? I mean, I'm talking about world beaters. Are we going to bring in
yeah.
some of these cats from Syria? Are we going to
I'm hearing Arsenal is going for a
I
particular
just think
centre
that
back
there's
from Portugal, Usman Diamonde.
bring him in. He's got to be better than Tomiyasu. And again, it's nothing personal, but we've got
Hmm.
to stop coddling these players that consistently are injured, that we consistently
Big
keep
up
paying a
DJ Crane.
massive wage for. Big up Yeti. I see a lot of people
DJ,
in the chat.
DJ Crane, Yeti,
Bill
all of them.
Crane, of course.
Big ups
My
Yeti, man.
calendar will be out soon. Get it at your local Barnes and Noble.
Go
No,
subscribe
but the
to
thing is,
Longhead Yeti. He's a great guy.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
go down a European list, right, Tony, of right backs and left backs, right? But and I know
Mm.
in the 9-10 top European clubs, there's better right backs and left backs available, and let's get the money while we can for these players that are essentially good, average to good players.
Yeah.
Tomiyasu has a purple patch. Hey, Tomiyasu, yay! And then he goes back to dropping a stinker. And then he has a purple patch and a stinker. We need consistency. And maybe
Mm.
he'll come back and play well. But we've seen what happened when these players sign new contracts. They
Yeah.
fall off.
Yeah, definitely. They fall off. Yeah, definitely. And again, that 1 year a chance of extension of that deal. That
It's,
Arsenal shouldn't be giving it to him. Probably maybe a 2 year deal. That 2 year deal is just okay. It's
most.
a go or bust. Yeah. And again, this guy will command at least 15 to 20 million in the market right now.
Yeah.
Sell him off in the summer. Sell him off in the summer. Go
He
bring
gets,
in a more
gets
stronger
really better.
defender,
Yeah.
uh, supreme fitness, and bring him in. The only thing I'm scared about is that this season I still feel there's an injury coming in that our central defense. I can feel it. For some reason, I can feel it.
Because you're an
And
Arsenal
again,
fan. It's
yeah, I
around the
can feel
corner.
it because exactly, because for France, I'm wondering why Saliba is down there, yeah, and he's not getting into that first team. This is presumably
Champs
the
are the
best
great.
defender in the world of football right now, the best youth
Champs are the great.
right now. Uh,
Right.
uh, Maybe Bar Van Dijk and maybe
Sure.
Diaz. This guy's in that shout for top defenders in Europe this season. So I don't know why he isn't getting into that French team. Do you think maybe there's an injury somewhere? The- What's
Deschamps has
happening with
slammed him. Just
Saliba?
said that from what I've read, that Deschamps said he's just slammed him. Says he's just kind of just not good enough for what he wants to do. And I don't. If there's an injury, that wasn't in the quotes that I read.
Let,
I think he would have said
let's
that he
take a
was injured.
breather. Let's
Yeah.
breathe. Let's
Well,
breathe.
look at the competition though
Let's
that France has
breathe.
for center back, bro. I mean, you're talking
What
like
did Deschamps say?
top
What did
players.
that guy say? I saw what
It
he
was on
was
the
saying,
gram.
man, and he was talking bull crap. This
Yeah,
is presumably one of the best centre backs in
yeah.
Europe all
Leah
season.
doesn't like him.
Upamecano
Like,
has been shipping in goals left, right, and centre this season in that Bayern Munich defense. shocking defender this season. So, how would you compare Upamecano to William Saliba
Right.
in any
I
way?
know. Who's up, Upamecano doesn't even start some of the games now. You're saying he's sometimes on the bench. I don't know. I don't know what's again, but Saliba. I would rather have Ben White play for England than Saliba play in France and get injured. I'd rather
France
have
and
an
get
injured Ben
injured.
White than an injured Saliba. And I know
If
that
one
sounds
of our
terrible, but
defenders get injured right now, who would be the backup you would naturally look at to come in? Since we didn't go get a central defender in the transfer
um,
window in the summer.
unfortunately, that would probably force Kiwi or center back or Timber if Timber would be ready. But I don't even know if I want to play him at all this season. But I guess this right would be Kiwi or which we don't really
Or
like him at center
Tomiyasu.
back.
Tomiyasu plays centre back
Yeah,
for Japan.
yeah. Well, we just signed him to a contract, so we kind of got to play him. This is the thing. It's like I don't know when they do these contracts. Are they signing the player to basically be an Aaron Ramsdale, right? Basically, we're going to use you for as long as we can, and the moment we decide that you're not first team quality, we are going to dump your ass, regardless of the length of the contract, right?
Hmm.
Or are they signing him up as you are our right back or left back, or you are our
Big ups
defender?
TJ.
Yeah, TJ. We're going to get you more game time. We're going to promise this, promise that, bonuses, etc. Those are two different takes, right? If you're planning to use the guy as just another body, then you shouldn't be signing him up with an extension option, number one. And you need to be watching the money that you're pouring out into him, right? Like it's starting to look like Zinchenko was just sort of a player that we signed just to get us someone like Timber. You know what I mean? We've made some of these signings you can kind of say are half-witted signings because at the end they're not going to. Edu and Arteta and the board know these players aren't good enough, but they're good enough now, and their bodies now, and they're cheap now to get us to where we need to go. That's the way I view our transfer policy, right?
I get you.
If when you buy someone like Saka, you're giving that guy 4 or 5 year contract because you're expecting output, a lot of output, right? So you're going to pay the guy 320 grand a week, But Tomiyasu was like, right backs, left backs, as you know, Tony, can kind of come and go. They're a dime a dozen. If you got pace, you can throw a ball and cross a ball. You could play right or left back. I mean, it's not. I think it's
the funny thing about the whole thing is that Tomiyasu is doubling his £50,000
there you go.
Salary
per week.
So he's doubling it. That's
player.
over 100. Do you think Tomiyasu as a player will be commanding 100 in any club in the world right now?
No. And this is just another screw up by Edu and the board. He $100,000 for Tomiyasu.
It's 100, man. He's doubled his salary.
Crazy. I mean, I think they're doing that just to increase his value. So if a buyer comes along, they can double the transfer fee, which I think we only paid $3 or $4 million for him. So you give him a high salary, you give him some games, you make him look a little more high profile, make him look better than he really is, and you go sell him for double the fee. I mean, I get the idea, but here we go signing again these average to good players that in the end will not get us anything. If Tomiyasu scores a Champions League goal, I will shit my pants and give you $5, my friend.
No, okay, but has he been decent in the first half of the season? Like, how did you look at him? Did he improve in any way to you?
Yes,
because I thought he improved his gameplay. At the start of the season,
he has improved, but has he improved enough to give him another 2 years with a 1 year extension, $100 grand a week?
Nah.
No, he's a $65,000, maybe $75,000 a week player.
50,
we
50,
bought him
60,
from fucking
man.
Bologna, bro.
50, 60, man.
50, 60, yeah. I mean,
50, 60. It's not 100.
I don't see, and of course, next season he could be absolutely phenomenal, and I'll be in the mud. But whatever reason, it just doesn't make sense to me when we spend out this kind of money on players that, number one, haven't won anything, and number two, like we signed them from average clubs, so they were kind of average to begin with. I mean, there's only so many players that start from average clubs and become absolute world class, right? That come up from the very bottoms of, let's say, Serie A or the French league to come into the EPL and then to win it. I mean, with someone like Drogba, right? So he comes from, and there's many other players. You can say Holland, who's like he came from Moldy, right, to be where he is now.
Yeah.
But Holland's a special talent, you know.
Well, okay. See, yeah. Oregon Gunner. Let's go into this Manchester City matchup, man, for Sunday.
Yeah,
See, Yeti just called us. Big ups to the delusional brothers. Well, Yeti, just watch how delusional I am right now. See, how about this? Yeah, let's turn this up a notch. I do think that Arsenal will go into the Etihad this Sunday, Oregon
this Sunday.
Gunner,
Yep.
and smash up Manchester City. How about that? How delusional I am. Let me know about this. Oregon Gunner on Sunday, Manchester City versus Arsenal, top of the table clash. Yeah, down there. That's just in case Liverpool drops point. Also, Manchester City can be able to gazump all of us. But again, man, big game, man. That's a high profile game.
Oh,
Arsenal have
yep.
to win it. It's a must win game. There's no room for a draw because if Liverpool goes and smacks up Brighton, it's back to the top of the table
Right.
for them. Arsenal need to go down there, pick up that precious 3 points,
We need to.
and take that win, take the scalp
Yeah.
of Manchester City. What do you think is going to happen? Before we go into the theatrics of what has been going on with Manchester City, most of their players have been dropping like flies, and they've been getting them off the internationals, and that Pep Guardiola has sort of like infested this theatrics and mind games in the heads of these players. Walker fell off and pretended as if he was injured in that game against Brazil, and he rolled only to just
See the
walk away.
Neymar.
Diaz has been dragged off, and they said that he's not going to play the second game, for his country.
Right.
Bernardo Silva has been dragged off that Portuguese team, and they said he's not going to play in the second game. The mind games is too much. The mind games is too much.
Right.
I don't understand. But if Arsenal is this little team, is this shitty team that they believe that they can come up and smack us up anyhow, why are they falling like flies in the internationals and pretending as if they're injured? Why are they showing the signs of fear? If Arsenal coming down to the Etihad is just a normal kickabout with the boys, they would just continue playing their international games without fear, come back and smack Arsenal up. There's a genuine fear that Arsenal might come down there and do Man City dirty on the day on Sunday. What do you think, man? Over to you.
I think it's
Extensively. Talk to the people.
Yeah, I'm glad you have your excitement. I tend to think that it's an absolute win, like you're saying, an absolute win. And those players, we'll see how injured they are come Sunday. Maybe that was their get out of jail card, right, for the Portuguese guys. I mean, it's sly shit to do, right? And I gotta agree with you on the conspiratorial side there. Just they take a little knock. Oh yeah, I'm hurt, but they'll be fine by Sunday. I almost guarantee it. So with that said, I think that it's a must win. However, you may slap me for this. I don't think it's as crucial as we think it is, because we still have 10 games left in the run-in, right? I think this will be our 28th game of the season, right?
Yeah.
We're all basically equal on points, within 2 points, right?
Okay.
Us on top, City's down 1, and then Liverpool's 2 points behind us, I believe.
Definitely.
We have goal differential advantage. We do have to win. I'm not taking that away. But I don't think the sky falls and the oceans turn to red if we draw. Now, if we lose, then there's going to be hell to pay. We cannot lose. But a draw at City at the back end of the season, this close, is not going to be, I don't think, that much of a deal breaker.
then what if Liverpool goes on to beat Brighton and win all their games if we go and get a draw?
What if we
It's a
draw and then
must
go on and
win.
win all of our games? What if we just draw that one and then go on and win all of our games?
Liverpool
We
will
can't.
still win the
We
league.
can't predict, bro. We can look at Liverpool's schedule. We can say that Liverpool has the easier schedule, but we cannot predict the results. We just can't. Every team is dropping points. No one expected us to lose to Fulham and West Ham, right?
Hmm.
No one expected City to be in the position they are. No one expected Liverpool to have dropped points and be where they are now. So and I'm not going to say free hit because it's not a free hit. We cannot lose, but we have
Hmm.
we have to win. But a draw is suitable because of where we're at in the run-in.
But, but again,
We
why can't we go to the
cannot lose.
Etihad and go get a win?
I
See,
want to
all we
go
can
get a
do.
win, but Etihad,
Why
they
can't we
haven't
get
done
a
it.
win
What
at
have
the
they been
Etihad?
for 7 years
See,
there?
we both know that Man City don't look good. Their defense hasn't looked good this season. Yeah,
Come
let's be very
on,
frank.
come on.
They've
Yeah,
not been very good. Yeah,
they
Kevin De
scored
Bruyne
for
is
us.
not looking too good. Rodri has been struggling this season. Right now, he's had to go to the internationals. I don't know, maybe he's still injured right now. Kevin De Bruyne, they said, is injured right now. Good and okay,
Sure.
but they're not looking so good this season. That team literally took 4 goals from that Chelsea team. And
They did. They did. But that Chelsea team
man,
was months ago, bro. That Chelsea game was months ago. They went on to win, 6 straight after that, right? Or something like that.
well,
I mean, we cannot compare to what that fucking shit show Chelsea game was. Our game is going to be nothing like that, right? I'm trying to keep your expectations high because we're fucking Gooners, right? And we need to go in there and win. I get that. But the draw is awful, like our man Jaminho said. I'm not saying that's good. A win is everything. But at this stage, you've got to look at the point separation. You've got to look at our differential up by 4 or 5 goals, I think. You've got to look at their schedule coming in. Tottenham Hotspur has to play all 3 of us. They have to play Liverpool, City, and us still. And by that time, now when we get in within 5 games of the season, it's like, let's say the 33rd, 32nd game of the season, then it really becomes, squeaky bum time. You know what I'm saying? Then we really, really have to press down. But I think this game is at a decent time also because we're coming off a break. So hopefully there's a lot more going on in training. Hopefully it's kind of the same thing as the Dubai situation. Diaz is like, Jameis, he's been terrible, but he can't play against us. Let's not take the past and predict the future necessarily because it's biting us all in the ass before.
But again, yeah, see, we've beaten Manchester City on neutral ground this season already when we won our first baby trophy this season in the Community Shield. Yeah, we beat them down there neutral ground. Yeah, so it wasn't at the Emirates. We beat them up at the Emirates this season. Yeah, why are these guys still favourites to beat Arsenal on Sunday? Like, no one is giving Arsenal that light of that ray of hope to go down there and get something. And right now, I would love to think that we're at par. Right now, we're at par. Right now, we are at par. Their defense isn't really looking good. They're looking shaky. Kevin De Bruyne is giving the ball left, right, and center. Foden can sincerely struggle. He struggled in the England national team. We saw him when you stifle him.
United, though. Now United are dog shit essentially. But he still
United,
put a hat trick on it.
United, come on, man. United, come on, bro.
Tony,
Let's don't do this.
Claude.
United, come on, man.
City are not going to roll over for us on Sunday. It's going to take something special, and it's going to take a hell of a lot of effort and intensity and concentration to beat them at the Etihad. The chances don't look good. But if we get out there for the 1-1, that's what I'm saying. Nothing really changes. For that week, nothing changes, you guys. That's what I'm trying to say. I know it's important that we win. A draw is awful. I get it. But we cannot lose. We just can't lose. A draw will kind of just switch things up a bit for a 1 week period. Right?
It's just that when you say this draw, yeah, I have PTSD because of these draws, yeah.
Me too.
If we because we leaving it in the hands of these other teams, yeah, that we know are toothless at the end of the day. We saw what happened last season, and when we're trying to, just try and get a grip of what happened to us against Southampton, against West Ham, Manchester City have already overtaken us, and then we're now hoping for this other little team to just help us take away
Right,
points from these guys. But at the end of the day, that hope strategy failed, uh, and that's the
right.
problem. I want it to be in our hands. I
I
want
do
us
too,
to.
Tony.
I want us to be the authors. I want us to be the. I just want us to be the main guy. How about that? Yeah, let's be the
I
main
do too. I
guys
want it more than
in
anything.
the narrative. How about
You
that?
know,
Go down to the Etihad, get a hard fought 1-0 win, and come out there alive. Stay at the
yeah,
top of the table. When other teams are coming to face us, they're coming with genuine fear. Uh, you know, that,
we
I don't
should.
know. And even if you're even talking about that Tottenham game, Arsenal have back-to-back games. But see, Tottenham
Right,
Hotspurs have 14 days rest. Let this sink in, guys, in the
right.
chart. Tottenham Hotspurs have 14 days rest, while Arsenal, within that 14-day stretch before we meet Tottenham Hotspurs, will have 4 games within the stretch of 12 days before we go meet Tottenham Hotspurs at White
Right.
Lane. How about that? Will be
Yeah.
stretched to the limit. The boys will be tired. We'll be coming
Hmm.
back from that very grueling Bayern Munich
See,
game. It's
right.
nasty, man. It's
Yeah,
not
no,
looking
it's gonna
good.
be nasty. It's gonna be nasty. That game is, yeah. I'm more worried about that than I am about City, to be honest, because they will have a point to prove, and City will too. I see Joy in the chat. She's not too worried about City. There's weaknesses there, and I get it. They're weaker than they were last season. If Gabrielle and Saliba have a great game like they did the first time we played them, and keep Holland from getting on the ball like we did last time, we should have a pretty decent game. But I just think that going there and thinking, maybe to be a 1-0 there would be tough because they're always going to score at home.
Oh,
It's like you have to almost go there and batter them because they'll score as much as you. So it's like you have to go there for a mentality of a 3-0 or 4-1 or something like that. Um, but I don't see us getting that sort of score line there. It's gonna if we win, it may be a 1-0, a 2-1, right? But I'm really thinking it's going to be a 1-1 because
so
they're
is
not,
it that you don't trust our defense? Is it that you don't? Because
no, I
see,
don't
yeah,
trust our attack. I
see,
don't trust
I
our
want to
attack.
clip, I want to clip you, Oregon Gunner. I've never clipped you before, but I want
Sure.
to clip you.
Shit.
Yeah.
Please don't clip me.
Is it that you
Please.
don't have enough belief in the defense to get us
Um,
over the line at the Etihad? Because this is one of the best. In fact, this is the best centre back pairing. Yeah, in the whole of
right.
Europe. If you ask me, I'm sorry. Yeah, see, I might sound delusional,
Nope,
but I
I
think
agree.
this Arsenal defense is the best defense in Europe. Sue me. Yeah,
I
sue me.
think the center back pairing is the best.
Name me the best
Is
centre
our,
back pairing right now.
yeah,
Arsenal
for sure.
have the best
I would agree with that.
defensive structure right
Top
now in the
three in the
league. So
world for sure.
approximately, if the Premier League is the best in Europe, Arsenal is the best in Europe. So now, because you just said, yeah, that you see Man City scoring, you can't see them not scoring goals at the Etihad, which is a logical, a logical
Sure.
statement. But again, if you do believe in that defense, if you think that that defense is probably the best in Europe right now,
Right.
don't you think that we would shrug off
Not the
any
best.
attacks from Haaland,
Right.
Alvarez,
So right. So
Kevin
so
De Bruyne?
to break it down,
Brush them
yeah,
aside
I think
at
they're the best.
City.
Yeah, to break it down, I think they're the best in the Premier League. They're not the best in Europe. They're probably one of the top 5 defensive center back pairings
Who's the
in
best in
Europe.
Europe? Who's the best?
Real
Give me the
Madrid, they've
best in
lost 2
Europe.
games. Real Madrid, they've lost 2 games. They got Rudiger, Nachos won the Champions League 5 times. Rudiger's won it.
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced, man. So
Okay,
so
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 we
so,
won't
so,
look at
so
the team.
no. So in that Real Madrid defense, who and who? Who and who? Name them. Name them.
Nacho, Rudiger, Champions League winner Danny
Rudiger.
Carvajal's won it 5 times.
Is Rudiger better than Saliba? per the season?
No. In overall, I don't know. In Europe, I don't know. In the Premier League, I was going to agree with you and say yes, it's the best defense in the Premier League, and maybe there is a shout to say all of Europe. I don't know, but you got to look at Real Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen, right? They're not giving goals away. Who else could have a top defense? I mean, I don't know, Inter Milan. I'm just saying that it's good, but it's not, I don't know if we'd be the best. I don't know if I would say that. But if you feel free to say that, by all means, say it. Say it out loud. Say it on a mountain, right? Here's where the weaknesses are. It's our fullback positions. Our fullback positions are our weakest points. I mean, when you look all over, and sometimes our attack is limp as a freaking, as an elephant's trunk, so to speak. Our attack needs improvement. But I can't agree with you more. The defensive pairing in Saliba and Gabriel is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Ben White is sus. Tomiyasu's sus. Kiwior's had a decent run, but let's see what he does in the face of real pressure. He folded like a cheap blanket last season. Our wide backs are our weaknesses. But I've said this before, if we can contain Holland, Gabriel, Saliba switching up, whatever it is, whatever the combination defensively is on Holland, it worked. And I agree with you. It worked. Community Shield and it worked at the Emirates, right? Whatever we did. We kept them at a minimum of shots and shots on target at our house.
Yeah, definitely.
And as you know, it's going to be a different story at the Etihad. They're going to have more possession of the ball, right? But it's really like what you said. It's really what they do with it, because I still see Declan Rice as right now, to me, the best midfielder in the Premier League. I'm not going to say Europe, right? All right, Declan Rice to me is the best midfielder in the Premier League right now. Now,
definitely,
to me, it's like if Declan Rice
there's no doubt about it.
Incredible Declan Rice game, then yes, we can win. It all depends on 3 or 4 players, and one of them's got to be Saka as well. Right? It's got to be. It depends on all of them, right? I mean, let's not. I'm going to be stupid. It depends on everybody playing the best they can for a full 90, 95 minutes. But the fact of the matter is that we're going to be at the Etihad, which is a very tough place for any team to go to. He's going to have them well drilled, and Pep may pull some tricks out of his sleeve that doesn't involve, a long ball to Holland for him to just run onto. Is what they did last season. Well, they tried it this season. It's not working.
It's not working, man.
His attacking combinations, and when he does that leaves room for error and mistakes. So I think if we go in there and do a 3-0, bro, believe me, I will lose my fucking mind. Trust me, I will lose my shit. But if we go in there and we get a 1-1 at this point with the 3 teams so close in points, I don't think a draw at City is going to completely destroy our title run right now. I just don't think it is.
See, Oregon, I hear you when you say that, yeah. But me and you were both experienced. We've watched Arsenal over the years. We cannot leave this thing to the hands of other teams. These other little teams, they're like marshmallows. They're like donuts to these teams. Let's don't forget that Liverpool has been, they have a wealth of experience going in this run with Manchester City. Yeah. They know how to melt these teams. These teams will literally melt when they play them. Manchester City will simply steamroll these teams to the end of the day in this league title chase. These guys are experienced. They're killers. They're assassins. This is what they do. They do this for real. So if Arsenal doesn't go to the Etihad and get that win against Man City, I'm sorry, it's over. Everything depends on this Manchester City game. I'm sorry, it might look funny, but this is it. If we want it, let's go get it. This is the chance.
I couldn't agree more.
We have to.
This is the
chance.
If
we don't get it, I'm sorry, we're not getting this title, because the experience of Manchester City. We keep forgetting these things here. They could literally win us and win the whole games. Oh, true. They can go on 15 games.
If we get a draw, we're right back where we started, though. So if we get a draw, we're right back where we started. There's no guarantee that Liverpool is going to beat Brighton. If all 3 of the teams draw, we're right back where we started. I mean, I love your passion and emphasis on what's going on. I seriously do. But you need to really look at the schedule, right? We have Villa, Tottenham, and United coming up, right? And the run in. And Wolves is our last game of the season, which could not be easy as well. But between that though and City, there's still another 3 or 4 or 5 games, bro, that can go any way. And I see what you're saying about relying on points, but all teams have to do that. If you're first, you think about the times Chelsea and United were first, for the 2000s and us. You had to rely on other teams dropping points. It's part of the game. It's part of what, kind of like what
Oregon, have you seen the next 9 games by the Champions League
I don't
for
want to
Manchester
see the
City?
next games.
Completely easy games. These teams will melt. They will break when Man City see them. They won't drop those points. They would win every damn thing. So
I get it.
It's down to Arsenal to just go and win this game. If we drop any points, we're not winning this league. We have to go win it. And again, see, Oregon Gunnar, I hear you. I understand what you mean, yeah. Liverpool can go drop points. City can still go drop points. I hear you. But again, I still also think that Manchester City, on the flip side, will be very, very wary about this Arsenal team coming down to the Etihad. John Stones, Pep Guardiola has been tinkering with this guy, making this guy overlap and go inverted in all spaces. You know what? Yeah, John Stones, roam away. When I hope you do that when Arsenal comes to town. Just roam away. Leave it open. Leave Diaz open. I literally want to see that. I want to see Kai Havertz, just bring up his vampire skills and just try and pierce Diaz when John Stones is roaming away. That's what I want him to do. John Stones, please roam away. I can't wait to see that. And to be very sincere,
game, Tony. They're saying he got injured today.
None of them are injured. Don't believe this. It's a lie. This guy's it's mind games. It's a lie. Pep Guardiola is a liar. It's a lie. They're not injured. It's mind games. On Saturday, you see them training.
He'll be back up there doing.
They're all lies. It's mind games. So see, even if John Stones roams away, I really do think that Manchester City will be very, very wary about Bukayo Saka coming up and stepping up the plate, about Martinelli on the left doing his thing, about Kai Havertz, who has shown that he's that striker that could get us something in very, very important games. He's done it against Brentford in both games where we needed him, done in the Champions League, done it also against Liverpool, which is a big team. I literally think that he's not maybe the most prolific kind of striker, but he's that guy that would be on their necks. He's going to push. He's going to, roam around, use his aerial ability.
He found his part.
To get something down there for
Arsenal. He found his role. I would admit that.
Exactly. Declan Rice is also a very viable option in the middle of the park. And mostly right now, when Kevin De Bruyne is, misplacing passes here and there, and mostly Rodri not looking his best this season, with Alvarez who's already trying to tuck into that midfield and choke that midfield with him, with Stones roaming away and going through this inverted renaissance. I really do think that Manchester City will be very wary of what we present to them on Sunday. We will tell them this is what we're bringing to the table. We're also bringing set pieces to the table. We're bringing in Kai Havertz, who might likely get something down there. We're also bringing in Bukayo Saka, and we're also hoping that Martinelli will be up to speed down there, and Declan Rice, will also be down there for us. We also have that option of Jorginho, and mind you, that jackpot we have, that joker we have at the bench, Thomas Partey. It might just be something. See, the stars might align at the Etihad on Sunday, my brother, man. I know TJ doesn't like to hear this. Yeah, TJ is your man. He doesn't like to hear this.
Yeah, it's okay. It's just
the stars might align on Sunday.
The games and so forth.
It might just align.
We could beat them. I mean, that's the Premier League, but that's what they say in the Prem, right? On any given day, any team can beat anybody, right? I get it, but I think that the point that I'm wary of is that, Kevin De Bruyne didn't have a very good game last time out.
Mm-hmm.
He shows up against Arsenal. He shows up so much against Arsenal. They throw things at him, and he just looks as they fall to his feet. He
Oregon,
annihilates us every time. So I'm just
Oregon,
saying that. Yes.
yeah.
Well, yeah. Go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
you have a question from the assembled. It says,
Oh, okay, so,
question Oregon Gunner, would you say Tommy signing means Tenny is definitely leaving in the summer? Please,
yeah.
just a quick one.
Tierney's
Answer
gone.
that question.
Tierney's gone, unfortunately. My left back, number 3. Yeah, I think I can't imagine that they'd bring him back.
I
And
want him
remember,
gone. I'm
he was
sorry.
never an Arteta signing anyway. So Arteta, we know how he is with
Let him
his own
go.
signing. Assembled. He
Let
wants
him
his
go.
own squad. So I don't know if he's going to end up at Real Sociedad. Maybe Newcastle if he stays in England. If Sociedad don't pick up his contract, maybe they do. I don't know. I don't know if it was a loan. I think it was just a straight loan, if I remember, Tony. It wasn't a loan to buy. It was just a straight loan. So maybe he comes back, and I think the only place he would really probably want to go would be Newcastle. I mean, I know they're not the best now, but obviously they're going to have the money this summer. They're going to probably get rid of Eddie Howe, I believe. I'm sure Eddie Howe will be gone at the end of the season.
Yet he's
And
making fun of us. He's saying £2.50. Oh my days. Oh my days.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, man,
Yeti's
it's too
got
injury
bigger problems to worry about
even
than what Arsenal's
Yeti's taking the
finances are.
piss, the absolute
Yeti's
piss
taking the piss.
at this guy. Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah,
Come on,
Jamino
man.
said it all. Turney got replaced 6 months ago, so she did.
Exactly.
Turney's an old
The
school
butt of
player, man.
jokes
He's just an
everywhere.
old school
His
player.
injury record is in the gutters.
Yeah, and some of these old school style players, some of these newer managers just don't play, with just the normal defense. I don't know. They want something spectacular out of all these players, Jamino, as you probably know that. It's just you got to have that something extra special, and maybe Turney just doesn't have what it takes in these guys' eyes. I think he has what it takes. He's one of our better defenders, but I'm no Mikel Arteta, I guess. So one day I'll be there.
Oregon Gunner, I haven't caught you on camera yet talking about Bayern Munich. Bro, we were drawn against Bayern Munich, man.
Yeah.
I want to hear you live on air. What do you think about that Bayern Munich stuff, man? See, I don't know, man.
The first round being at Arsenal, I think man for man, it's very, very competitive. And I think someone like Declan Rice, again, will be the difference maker. That's my hope. But my real analysis is that, we know they're not going to have many away fans, right? Sure, a few hundred, 1,000 may slip in, however many, but they're not going to have a crew of 10 or 15,000 away fans. They're just not. And I think that will harm them, because I think any place going away, you're going to want some support. I don't know. I think that will be one thing that they will be missing, right? But the second thing is I think we have to beat them by a 3-goal differential. I don't think beating them 1-0 at home and then going there is going to get us glory. I don't think beating them 2-0 at Arsenal and then going there
it's not enough.
is going to get us
it's not enough.
glory.
It's not enough. We need to hammer them.
Yeah, we need to literally put 3, 4, 5 on them, I think, because I believe at the Allianz we will get beat. And I'm not saying we're going to get thrashed. I can see like a 3-1, a 4-1, maybe a 4-2, a 3-0, 2-0 easily. I just think going there is going to be way too much pressure on the boys. It's going to be a wake-up call for Arteta. But I think at home there's something there. I really do. I think there's a lifeline there. But it has to come at a 3+ goal differential, Tony. We have to basically pound them off the park. Because going there, we don't have.
How do we go about beating Bayern Munich? Because that's a different challenge altogether. Mind you, they're 10 points behind Bayer Leverkusen in the German Bundesliga.
They're still second place, right? There's a lot of context to that. Bayer Leverkusen's a Leicester City. If Bayer Leverkusen aren't having a Leicester City season, Bayern Munich are in first place. So let's not. They're still in first, bro. Like they're going to be first next year because Xabi Alonso's probably going to leave. Leverkusen ain't going to have a Leicester City season. It's going to be Bayern Munich like normal, right? Okay. So number one, I think if you want to really talk about strategy, the number one way to beat them, I said this before, and I think in our TJ show with Lee we had, is we have to press them like they have never been pressed before. We have to have our pressing game on point. I'm talking Odegaard, Rice on the left, Martinelli, Havertz, Saka. They have to press these guys because the defense, I think, can be got at. I don't think De Ligt is the player that he was a couple seasons ago. Who's their other center back? Escapes my name.
Mama Flossie, big up to Mama Flossie, member for 6 months. Big up to you.
Whoever their center backs are, Jamino, please put them in the chat. I don't think I think their defense can be got at. Like you said, they're 10 points behind. They've had goals scored on them and so forth. So I think defensively, that is where their weakness is that back four. And I still think that their midfield is since we have Declan Rice, who's completely in form and can absolutely take control of a game. I think we have the upper hand in midfield, but I don't think it's as clear cut as we think it is. Musiala, top player. Who else do they have in their squad there? Goretzka or whatever. Don't chicken curry about that. Thanks, Jez. Big up my guy. Well, they will have fans there, Jez. Like we said, probably a couple thousand. I don't know. Who knows?
Big up to Jez. Jez is in the charts. Big up to Jez. Jez, we love you down here. Man.
About that. I'm going to use that from now on. I'm going to steal that one from you, Jezza. And so I think there's weaknesses in the defense. Their midfield is very good, but I think their attack is fucking phenomenal. And that is where I think our fullbacks will be exposed. But Saliba, as you know, we all know this. Saliba and Gabriel will stick to Kane like stink on shit, right? And that's a given, man. And that's what I expect, right? I do not expect Kane to touch the ball at all. He should not touch the ball in the second half at all. We did against Liverpool. Liverpool, Bayern Munich. I mean, that's relatively close, right? That's relatively close in stature, right? And so forth. I know Liverpool's had kind of season, but so is Bayern Munich. But anyway, I'm not going to make that comparison anymore. So the thing is that their attack is wicked. We know their attack is wicked. We know Harry Kane can score. We know Harry Kane can score goals against us, and he likes to score goals against us. But I don't think Harry Kane is ready for Declan Rice. And the combined effort of Saliba and Gabriel, I think, will be too much. Their goal scorers are going to be Gnabry and Sané. That's going to score their goals. Kingsley Coman. Ben White's going to get 8 up. I'm sorry, Ben White's decent, but Kingsley Coman's another level. We're talking Clairefontaine.
Oregon Gunner, yeah. Oregon Gunner. Are we talking too much?
No.
Because see, do you think we should be prioritizing one? Because I don't think we can go for this two titles at the same time, man.
What were we gonna say?
I don't know if we should prioritize one title over the other, man. Maybe just go hard for the Premiership or just go hard for the champion.
This is where Arteta's experience.
Man, it's looking scary, man.
Matter. This is why we've been asking for an experienced manager since Wenger left, because of situations like this. We know somewhere something's going to fall out. I do not think we're going to win both. I think we're going to be.
Shout out to Jamillo and shout out to John Smith.
I don't want to get clipped.
John Smith, big ups to you. John Smith is our friend from Facebook, lovely lady. Big ups to you, John Smith. Big ups to you, Jamillo. Jamillo is our brother, our guy, a member of our community. We love Jamillo. Big ups to him. And Jamillo, one thing I know about Jamillo, he doesn't like Rodri. He knows who Rodri is. He knows Rodri's he knows he's a character. And I don't like that character, yeah. So we have to go on Sunday and deal with this guy. Oregon Gunner, what should we be watching out for on Sunday? What should we be watching out for on Sunday?
Kevin De Bruyne and Rodri and Holland. That's simple. I mean, yeah, he had a bad game. It was against United, but I mean, he got pulled on the bench, had his little argument with Pep. Everything seems fine. To think that Kevin De Bruyne is not going to show up is, I don't know. I think that's just foolish. Because it's
foolish, man.
The man show bro, and he's like catching them in midair and dropping them. Like, I mean,
he's going to show up.
He put on his last season was like ridiculous. And they're going to be ready to win this. And like Jamino said, they won 15 straight last season. Once their mind is set, it's it. But I do think we do this season have a better chance with the addition of Declan Rice possibly getting something there. I know they're not the city they were last season. I get it, but I mean, to think that they're not going to show up on their home patch,
Oregon Guinea, yeah, see, is this the most important game of our season? Because the way
it's
I'm
got
looking
better
at
than
it,
Florida.
it's looking like that, pivotal game in our season. It's looking like that make or break game right now. Even if
Would
you've
you say that
you've
in
given us
previous
some
times?
some baseline, mostly about, hey, even if we get a draw from this game, it's not the end of the world. Personally, I know it's the end of the world. I know this
It's the
Arsenal
end of the
team.
world. No,
I've
and
seen City. When they win like this, they just keip going. So we need we need everything we can get right now, man. We need that 3 points.
we
But
do.
is this the single most important game for Arsenal this season?
No, Bayern Munich.
So which means you're prioritizing the Champions League before the
which means
Premiership.
which means you're putting words in my mouth. I didn't say I'm prioritizing the Champions League. No, I'm only saying this again because there's uh, there's 10. I believe I have to look at the schedule. There's 10 or 11 games left in the season. That's a long time for shit to happen to a lot of different teams.
Hmm,
But we only get one shot or two shots at Bayern Munich, right? So we got to
hmm,
make the most of those two shots. We only get one shot at City now, too. We got to just win. And I just feel like from last season's, the bottom's going to drop out somewhere. But
hmm,
I think that
hmm,
bottom drops out a bit. If it drops out Sunday, let's say we do draw, and then
mhm.
Liverpool goes to Brighton and draws. Again, we're in the same position we are
We're in the
now.
same position. Yeah,
So, right?
exactly.
I mean, and I don't like waiting, doing the hope strategy stuff either. Shout out Maddie Southern Gooder. I don't like doing that shit either. But we
Shout out to the
always do
Southern
that.
Gooder.
Every season we hope that the team
We
below us
always
drops
hope.
or above us drops points, right? I mean, we always hope that as fans. There's no getting around
Mm,
that. You can only play who's in front of you. We all get that. But Arteta needs to have we need to play flawless football. We need to play
mm,
flawless
mm.
football, right? We can't make the mistake. You can clip it, Yeti, all day. Kane cannot
Clip
touch the
it.
ball in the second
Clip
half.
it.
Kane not
See,
won't, cannot touch the ball in the second half.
Oregon Guinea, yeah. See, let's go into this Manchester United stuff, yeah. Man, I've seen Manchester United fans, yeah. I, I, I've seen Manchester United fans, yeah,
Yeah.
hyping up this Maino guy, yeah, saying this
Oh
guy is the
God,
next best thing. They're saying this guy's the next best thing, yeah.
he's the best ever.
It's a general,
Ever heard.
bro. The one
Shit's
that I heard yesterday that made my belly roll. Yeah, it's like, it's like, it made me a certified donut yesterday. Was when a guest I had here said that, he's generational. I've heard
You're not going to try to
Manchester.
find any bright spot they
I've
can
heard
to
Manchester United
find
fans call this
positivity.
Maino guy the next best thing, after Zach
Who?
Fabregas of the world and uh, and after the Paul Scholes of the world and after
Shit.
and I'm looking at
These
this people and I'm saying, who the
people are
hell are these
crazy, bro.
guys? Who are
Who's
this?
saying this?
Who are these people?
16-year-old fans on Twitter. Oh, Jesus.
What is this? He's generational.
They're insane.
He's world class. But Bukayo Saka, who has handled this team, who has carried this
Yeah.
team for how many years, isn't a world class player. Like, the way we throw about this stuff here,
Yeah.
like, where is the equality? Where is the equality?
Well,
Do you like this Maino guy? Is he like, has he proven to you that he's a
no.
generational talent, that he's
Shit,
a
no,
world
because he
class player? Because that's what
dribbled
I'm
into the
hearing.
box or
That's what I'm
whatever.
hearing everywhere.
No. No. No, he's decent. He's decent because he's young and he can run and get him playing time. And he's decent out of a turd out of a huge pile of shit. To be honest, right? I mean, it's like a shining diamond and with a bunch of cubic zirconians. I don't know what other analogy to use. Throw some analogies out there, Yeti. I don't know. I mean, yeah, he's a promising young player, but every team has promising young players. Like, okay. Win something, motherfucker.
Oh my days. The one that made me turn was when I heard they said it's generational. Like I
Yeah,
nearly tore the remaining hair remaining on my head yesterday when I heard that. And and
oh,
then when I
shit,
oh
man.
my god.
He's
And then
promising
is the
that.
next best thing after Zach Fabric. I was like, hey man, Zach Fabric was an invincible. Zach Fabric is won the he won the Champions
For the
League with
Euros of
Chelsea.
Spain.
What are these guys talking about?
I don't know how they make the make
Are these guys okay? Are these guys
of
normal?
all players. Yeah, of all players, they pick up.
Oh,
Yeah, right. Okay,
oh my days, man! This is not
they
working.
need to be comparing them to
Oregon
Wilfred
Gunner,
Wright.
man. Your predictions for that game against Man City,
Oh,
man.
Tony, please don't clip
Mm.
me.
I'm not gonna clip you, man. I'm not like
Okay.
TJ.
Uh,
Shout out to TJ anyway. Shout out
yeah,
to Jaminho, Longhead, Yeti, everyone who's come to the show.
everyone in the
Drew
chat.
Gunners, big up to Drew Gunners. Mama
Real
Flossie's in the
one.
house. My moderator's in the house,
Yeah,
Mama Flossie. Big up to Mama Flossie. We love you. She's renewed her membership. Thank you, Mama Flossie, for renewing that membership for us.
Mama's
You know, we
nice.
love you. Drew Gunners is also down here. Big ups to you, Drew Gunners. He's our graphics guy and a friend of this channel. Big ups to you, Drew Gunners, man. Has a family. Yeah, man. Predictions for the game.
Um,
Let me put you in the game.
3-1 Arsenal.
Oh, wow, guys. I've seen someone who has more chest than me. This is good.
I'm going to put myself
Oregon
out.
Gunner,
I know I've been talking about
where,
draws
where did that come out from?
because the fact of the matter is that if Saliba and Gabriel can contain Holland, that's the key. That's the key I feel to beating them. And it's going to be 2-1 us, 2-1 Arsenal, and Declan Rice will nick one in to make it 3-1 in the 92nd minute.
Yeah.
I just think that we played them, and even just the last season, to be honest, that game I think was very early on in the TV in America. I barely remember that game, to be honest. I was probably half asleep on the couch trying to watch that game. I don't remember a lot about it. I remember Martinelli's goal. I think it was deflected off of Ruben Diaz or something like that. I really don't remember much about that first game that we played them this season. I don't remember much about the Charity Shield game. Not that I even really paid attention to that too much. I just think that I do agree with you guys, or with what you're saying, that we are playing some very good football right now. We're playing controlled football, more controlled than we had last season. Declan Rice has been immense in the left mid position. Havertz has played well up front. And I just think that with the addition of Declan Rice, that we have a little more power in our midfield to counter what they're trying to do. If we can counter what they're trying to do, that leaves us room for attack, right? If we can get the ball off them in midfield, that opens up our attack. And I think we can beat them 3-1. Maybe get a 2-1 lead and win in the end. But I also think that it could be, a draw. I don't think we're going to lose, but I do not think we're going to lose. We're going to draw and we're going to win. And again,
that's a big one, man.
In my opinion, I know it differs in other guys' opinions. It's not the completely end of the season, because there's still several tough games for all the top 3 or 4 clubs to play in the next 9 to 10 weeks. If it was week 5, I would be a hell of a lot more worried, to be honest. Oh, hell of a lot more worried. But we're in week 10 or week 10. We've got a lot of games coming up, and the table's going to go up and down, as we know. It's not a one-horse race like it, pretty much was. Well, let's see, 93% of last season. We've seen a lot of football in the Premier League in the last 10 or 15 years. It's been City or Chelsea, getting that first 15, 18, 21 points and be gone, right? But that's obviously we're in a 3-horse race this season and not a 2-horse, and that changes up things. That changes up ratios. That changes, what predictions are like, because you can easily say that Liverpool could go pound Brighton and take the lead, but they'll only be above us, let's say 1 point. I just think that there's so much more football to play. But
to play.
a 3-1 would be my preference. Go in there, just slaughter them, just press them, press them, press them. They'll give up the ball, and then we just got to put it back in the onion bag, and we can do it. But it's all in mistake-free football and the mentality.
Exactly the mentality. See, yeah, Oregon gonna become trying to squeeze this thing because we'll soon have to go. See, yeah, Anthony Taylor has been named as the referee for that matchup. We all know that Anthony Taylor favors Arsenal most of the time. That's always done that. I don't want to say favor, but we always have some sort of luck or whatever. Whenever
Right.
it's down there, because of course those days when you hear a referee like Phil Dowd is down there, Arsenal's losing. Arsenal is losing. If it was Phil Dowd, if it was Paul Tierney, Arsenal is gonna lose the game because both in the VAR and both on the pitch, that guy is a goofball. He doesn't know how to ref. He's gonna give the points away to the other team. But right now it's Anthony Taylor. Do you think Anthony Taylor refereeing that match gives Arsenal any kind of like
maybe a little,
like a common ground. I'm not saying advantage, but like a
I don't know.
common ground, like
Maybe. I mean,
a
I
fair
have no
ground
problem
for
with
us
the ground
to.
and paper envelope in his pocket if it's going to get us a win. No, I don't know. If we get fouled outside the 18-yard box, hey, Anthony Taylor, if he wants to be a G, just moves the ball about 4 or 5 inches inside the box and call it good. Yeah, I would have no problem with that, but that's not going to happen. I don't know about you, Tony, but I'm not too much of a ref conspiratory guy. But I do hate Mike Dean. I hate Mike Dean more than I
Mike Dean.
hate liver and onion.
Those guys have committed crimes against Arsenal.
Oh, they have.
Oh my days.
Just line them up, put them all in jail.
Phil Dowd. The one I didn't used to like
God.
was Phil Dowd. Phil Dowd was disgraceful.
He was
oh
bad.
my days. It was bad. Yeah, if Arsenal was if Arsenal was playing and he was down there, we're gonna lose. He's going to, perform one or two magic tricks and Arsenal is gonna lose. But Anthony Taylor is that level-headed guy when it comes to Arsenal. So let's see if we're gonna have any kind of level playing. I'm not asking for any advantage. I'm asking for a level playing field. Let's let's have a level playing field at Etihad and may the best man win.
Yeah, that's gonna. I'm hoping that's us, bro. I really do. I think again we're at a point where, we've waited so long for this, and I'm still on the fence about Arteta because I know there's better managers out of there, but I can only give.
By the way, today's Arteta's birthday. Today's Arteta's birthday.
Yeah,
it's his birthday. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm not that guy to say Mikel Arteta happy birthday. Let him go win me a trophy. I need a trophy, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Let him win us a league.
Do me a favor, Arteta. For your birthday,
do us a favor. Win us a league, man. Happy birthday, but win us a league, man. That's what we want. I'm not gonna be out here and shake my booty and say, "Hey, man, happy birthday." No, I'm not gonna do that.
That birthday tattoo on your neck or something. Roman
exactly, man. No. I'm not gonna do that. Come on, bro. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna shake my bum for Mikel Arteta. Win me the trophy, and maybe I might just do that. It's not impossible. Win me a trophy. Win me a decent trophy.
But I gotta read you something real quick. That Deji sent me on Instagram. Sorry, Deji, gotta call you out, brother.
Deji.
He said he asked if I knew somebody in Spurs. I said, yeah. And then he wrote, I hope you lot don't bottle it this time.
Oh my days.
As a Tottenham fan, why would you hope that we don't bottle it? So maybe Deji is a closet Arsenal fan. He doesn't want us to bottle it. He wants us to.
He hates Arsenal, man.
No, he doesn't. He says he hopes we don't bottle it.
It's sarcasm. He hates Arsenal. He hates Arsenal with his guts. This guy's a true Tottenham fan. Yeah, and he hates Arsenal. I know this guy. He doesn't like Arsenal, and he doesn't want to credit Arsenal at every instant. He hates our football club. He doesn't like our club. I know him for that. There's nothing closeted about Deji. He hates Arsenal true and true. He's a Tottenham Hotspur fan. He doesn't want us. He doesn't want anything good for Arsenal. That's just sarcasm. He wants us to lose.
See.
He hates our
We'll see.
football club. And he
I'm
thinks
waiting
that
for
we're
him to
just
show
out
up.
here shaking our bums for our football club. He thinks that we're gonna get massacred at the Etihad. And again,
Oh, is that
that's
what he's
why
doing?
this rival fans, they don't want to give us any credit. Let's go and take our credit
Yeah.
at the Etihad. Let's go down there. See, yeah, Oregon Gunner. Talk to these people. Tell them where they can find you and what you got coming up. Next week and within this week also, man.
Well, thanks everyone for joining here. See everyone in the chat. A lot of familiar names. Thanks for hanging out with us today for an hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, Tony, another great show. I'll be on this Friday with TJ and the American Idiots, and we're going to have Northside on.
Oh, Northside.
So excited for that show. That'll be
That'll be a fairy one, man.
That'll be a fiery one for sure. And I just want to say that no matter what happens, okay, they can never take our pride, Tony. They can never take our pride.
Dang. See ya, guys. Yeah, Oregon Gunner topping it up for you guys. Yeah, talk to them again. Repete.
And then you can find me Oregon Goon on YouTube.com. You can find me Infamous Down on IG. You can find me on Twitter, Oregon Goon HD. Come by and say hello. And I might pop on maybe Jez's channel next Wednesday if the invite's available. Shout out Jez. I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to make it tomorrow. I've got work stuff going on. But again, shout out everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. Tony, thanks for having me. Great show today. And we got to do them, man. We got to do them at the Etihad.
We got to do it, man. I can't wait because when you come here on Tuesday, we're going to be having a party. Yeah, it's going to be lots of laughs, lots of jokes. We're going to set it up. I'm not saying we've won the league yet, but man, when you go to the Etihad and beat City, that's something huge, man. We're gonna laugh.
Sure.
We're gonna have a drink. We're gonna party. So Drew Gunners is down here. He says, Digi Sports, why are you running? Yeah, Digi Sports has run away. He's no more in this space again. He's hiding and tweeting.
Julie's gonna have me on the show a couple of weeks ago, and I have yet to hear from. So Deji,
he's hiding and tweeting away. So I can't wait after we beat Man City. And he shows up. See, yeah, guys, I really want Arsenal to win on Sunday. No excuses. We have to win. We have to win. Big up to Joanne Smith. She says, for his birthday. Oh my God, really? He's got his birthday the same month as me. I think I'll have mine in April next. Joanne Smith, she doesn't want to hear Mikel Arteta. She doesn't want to hear that name around her, and I get it because he hasn't won us a big one. So I really do understand Joanne Smith. The same thing with many other fans. We're not happy. We need that trophy. Let him get it for us this season. Maybe, and just maybe, we can give him one more chance and forgive him his sins and and tell him to stay maybe for one more year and prove himself again, or 2 more years and prove himself again. So yeah, standards. Take us back. Humble pie.
Hope not.
Only if it's Puka Yeti. Oh my days. Yeti can't wait for us to collapse. That Oregon Gunner, he can't wait for us to collapse.
He's waiting for it. He's there for it.
He's waiting for it, man. He breathes for it. Drew Gunner says we are making a statement if we win at City. Yeah, Drew Gunners, man. Drew is a real one, man. What can I do with that? His brother, Drew Gunners. Long Yeti says, I expect a few more bumps. It's going to be interesting.
I don't know if Nuno was the right hiring after all this. I thought it was a great hiring at first, in the first match or two, but it's kind of gone a little pear-shaped. But anyway.
Oregon Gunner, I know you said your salutations, yeah? Your goodbyes, but Jess said something here. Just use this and close the show.
Sure. So if we lose,
don't forget Liverpool have Brighton away, which is actually what you were saying. Definitely away, not an easy ground to win at. So if we lose and Liverpool lose their impetus, it's with Man City again, and we have the toughest run in. This is where Arteta must win.
Right. And to agree with that, I would say that if Man City do get the lead on that, they're not going to look back. Once they're first, I believe in this run-in of 9 to 10 games coming up, if City go first, they're going to win it.
Wow.
If City go first, they are going to win it all. If we fight our asses off to stay first, there's a possibility. But Liverpool have the easiest run-in, but I don't believe they have the squad it's looking like. Right. We thought they were above and beyond just a few weeks ago, but that obviously hasn't happened.
Yeah.
They, I don't know. They look a little more suspect than City do. But I think like Jez is saying, it's all, the onus is on, if the impetus is on City, they're going to succeed and they're going to run it all.
Yeah.
What's that Anfield?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Well, either or, Jez.
It's Anfield. Jez has put the spoiler alert. Oh my God, Jezza. Jezza, no. Jezza, why? Jezza was already happy. And then he brought the spoiler. Oh my days. No, Jezza, don't do this to us. He says it's actually at Anfield I got that game wrong. Oh my days. Longetti Cave, he did. Yeah.
So
definitely.
It doesn't forget the fact that the emphasis will be on City. And if City hit first place with, let's say, 8 games to go, they're going to win it. They're not going to look back. And that's the thing I think we're most feared of. But if we beat them, we can put a dent in that. I just,
exactly.
There's a part of me. I know
it's going to win it. It's going to win it. Let's save ourselves these excuses. These other little teams, they will melt when Man City play them. They will literally melt when they play them. They don't have no balls. They're not going to do anything to these teams. It's left. See, this thing is left with Arsenal. Go pick up that win and win this trophy. It's simple as that. If we don't win, if we bottle it at Etihad, we've lost it, because these guys are tacticians. Right. They've been in this title run in. They know what it means. We don't know what it means. It's just only last season. For the past how many seasons? 10 years was the last time we mounted a challenge. So
and then let's not forget, we didn't do the business in January either to get any type of reinforcement. So I don't want to add fuel to your fire, but you know what I'm saying? That's that's right. So if we don't lose it, what do we look back on? I mean, we're going to have the same tip that we talked about last season. We look back on the January window where we didn't buy anyone. I mean, I know we were looking for a striker, but that wasn't going to happen. But we still could get a midfielder in, or a left or right back, to help subsidize something, to subsidize Fabio Vieira, who hasn't touched the ball in 4 months. I mean, you could trace back, and that's what I don't want to do, Tony. I don't want to be in the same fucking position that I was last May and tracking back to why we didn't win the title. And it's going to come back to not doing the business in January again. It's the same mistakes. And that's why there's a part of me, Tony, that's honest. I'm excited for this season like I am any season, but there's a part of me that's not as excited as I was last season. Yeah, because it was just so dynamic to watch and such a roller coaster ride. But this season, it just seems like we're going through the motions and have, we went on a great goal scoring patch of 31 goals or 33 goals, whatever it was. But in the end, that doesn't really mean much if we don't lift the damn trophy. No one's going to remember the 33 goals scored and 4 conceded when we're second place or third place again.
When we're second place, no one will care about that.
I'm still pissed off about January. I can't believe that we didn't buy a midfielder or somebody.
Or a striker.
When you're making your whole, when he's making his whole pitch, Arteta's whole pitch throughout the beginning of the season was that we're going to win the league. And then you don't buy a single fucking player in January. And this is where the stuff I get upset, because I know where we're going to be in May. It's going to be second fucking place, and we're going to count back of why it didn't happen. Right?
Oh my days, man.
I'm sorry to put cold water on a great show. But I mean, it's just, it's diabolical that you don't sign anyone in January. But you talk about going for a title run.
Oh my God. Shout out to Ron Jeremy. He's down here. He says, "What's up,
Yeah,
Tony
Ron
and
Jeremy.
Oregon Gunner? You're just coming when we're closing the show. Shout out to you, Ron Jeremy. I hope you believe that we're going to win at the Etihad on Sunday, man. Throw in your predictions, Ron Jeremy, and big ups to you. You know, we love you down here. Um, Arsenal history and more. Go subscribe to that channel, guys, if you haven't. Of course, just a big brother down here to us. He says, Longhead Yeti Cave. Uh, well, we know the result there, then Yeti. Definitely. Jessa, we drew last time and you blew it, Jess. You blew it.
We're going
Big up
back
to
and forth.
everyone who joined us this evening. God bless everyone. Catch me tomorrow with Steve Mahala on the show tomorrow. Gunners and Mag will be looking into the Premiership, what's going on, and juicy news. Of course, we'll be looking into this Arsenal, Bayern Munich, Manchester City coming up in the weekend, Brighton, Liverpool. We'll try and make a case for who's going to win this league this season. Join me and Steve Mahala, 5 p.m. UK time tomorrow. If you guys have that time, please join us in. Ron Jeremy says Arsenal wins 3-1. Yeah, man. The same thing with Oregon Gunner. Drew Gunner says 2-1. Germany, of course. I hope Kai Havertz is scoring. Come on, man. See, Oregon Gunner. We're not going to get into that discussion. Kai Havertz scoring against Germany. Scoring against, who did he score against? Sorry.
I don't know,
against France. Against France against France in the internationals, man.
Oh, he did, yeah. I saw the highlights, yeah. I know it's so bizarre. We slammed
Scoring
that poor
in the
kid
league
in the beginning of this season. Oh my God, we didn't even want him off the bus.
The way we slammed that guy. See, I've never slammed anyone the way I slammed Kai Havertz.
I don't think
That's why the way that guy made me look like a complete. No one has made me look like a complete donut before. That guy has literally made me look like
I think
like a donut. I agree. I put my hands up like a complete donut. I can't believe it. I thought this guy would just score 3 or 4 goals, but I'm shocked. I'm in shock. I'm in deep. See, guys, subscribe to Oregon Gunner's channel. Yeah, how are you here and you're not subscribed to his channel? What are you waiting for? Yeah, why are you running? Why are you running? Go down there and subscribe to my brother. Oregon Gunner, yeah, because by the time he's ready to start doing shows, you guys know, I'll be there all the time. I'll be there laughing our ass out all the time. So please, guys, go show Oregon Gunner some love. When you're less busy, just go down there and just smash that subscribe button for our brother, man. Yeah, exactly. Oregon Gunner says, I like donuts. Yeah, that's what Kai Havertz has done to us. He's making us look like complete donuts. Go subscribe to Longhead Yeti. It's a brother to us down here. Big up to Yeti too. Mama Flossie, thanks for renewing your membership. Big up to you. Ron Jeremy said, oh, good. Thanks, Ron Jeremy. You just subscribed. Thank you, man. And Ron Jeremy, please subscribe to Longhead Yeti's channel too. He's a great guy too. He's our brother. So, see, guys, I've kept Oregon Gunner long enough from me and Oregon Gunner. We are